Y'all ready to be history?
Get started.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
To the Pro Audio Suite.
These guys are professional. They're motivated.
With Tech to the VO stars. George Wittam, founder of Source Elements. Robert Marshall, international audio engineer. Darren Robbo Robertson. And global voice. Andrew Peters. Thanks to Triboo. Austrian audio. Making passion heard. Source Elements. George the Tech Wittam. And Robbo and AP's international demos. To find out more about us, check theproaudiosuite.com.
Line up, ladies!
Here we go.
And don't forget the password TRIPAP 200 to get $200 off your Tribooth. Now, talking of product, one of our sponsors, apart from Tribooth, is Austrian Audio. And Austrian Audio have been busy lately and just released some new product, which is MiCreator Studio, MiCreator Satellite, and MiCreator YLAV, which is an interesting thing for Austrian Audio. I didn't think they would get into this, or particularly the MyLab thing. I didn't see them going that way. Mm-hmm. But what do you think? Just a first look at this product from Austrian Audio.
Well, I would say they are reading the tea leaves, as the kids say. And it's just they have to have a product in this category. The creator category is a massive category. It kind of encompasses podcasting, vlogging, songwriting. It's just, if you make content, you're a creator. And so this is we are creators today because we're making a podcast. So this is who they need to reach out to. It's no longer the home musician or the home studio. It's the creator. This is the category that's replacing the quote unquote home studio. And so they're entering that market. And if their engineering track record so far is, if any indication, because this is new and none of us have one, I think they'll nail it. They haven't really missed a beat on anything they released so far. And I think they need to be very, very careful to make sure that brand stays gold. It's really concerning when companies release something half-baked or just not quite up to par, even though it's at a lower price point. So obviously it's not going to be made in Austria in the same lab as the OC818, right?
It's interesting. It's got one knob. I wonder if it's like that one thing where we couldn't figure out how to use it because the interface was like two buttons and everything happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at it closely on screen, and I don't have the software again. But it's got a 3-position switch on the face of the body of the mic itself, and it's got high, low, mute. So that leads me to believe that it's just a very simple 2-position gain switch.
Yeah, but it talks about low latency monitoring.
Yeah.
So it's got some stuff going on, like as a creator, it talks about like low latency monitoring without any trouble.
Yeah, well, it's got a volume/balance knob, which I would say probably is that. So it's a volume control and it's a blend control, assuming that's what BAL means.
Unless it could actually be when you plug into the MiCreator Studio, you plug in the MiCreator Satellite to create a stereo mic. Maybe that switch actually doubles as that to get a blend between left and right. I don't know.
Right. Don't know yet.
I'm looking for a manual.
It's got a nice engineering, industrial design. Not sexy, just kind of utilitarian looking. A square-ish rectangular body, and then the microphone capsule on top, which kind of has that cool retro look, where the capsule is suspended inside a ring, and it's a nice looking design. If it holds up to the abuse of what creators do, which is, to be completely frank, not take care of their gear. In a lot of cases, just throw things. You just chuck things in your bag, and
Yep.
And I'll talk about another one of our friends, Rode, right?
Yep.
One thing I love about my Rode wireless mics, the little wireless Mi's, I have the cheapy ones, is they're so light and so basic that I can just I stick them in a little bag and throw them in my gear bag, and they're so inconspicuous and they're so simple to operate that when I do need to use them, as long as the battery's charged, and that's important, but as long as they got a charge on them, they're ready. They're just so easy to deploy.
Yep.
Like within 30 seconds, I have it plugged into my iPhone. I launched the Rode, I think they call it Rode Capture app. And I'm capturing my mic on my camera, the mic on my talent, and both cameras, the front and the rear. And I'm automatically shooting video and audio.
Is that all down to 3 files? Does it give you them separately, or how does it do it?
Yeah, so it's what it's doing, and I would like to control this, but I can't. So what it does is it makes 2 video files, and then each video file has a 2-track audio to go with it. So each video has both the microphones on ISO tracks. So what I do is when I bring them in...
Why does it make 2 videos, like front and back, or what?
I can set it up to do that, yeah. So like you'll see a video I'm going to release soon, which is the interview of the owner of vocalbooth.com, and I use that feature. So you'll see a video of me and him talking to each other. I'm behind it, he's in front of it, and you'll see it's just switching between the two of us. I'm using software to do this, switch back and forth. And all I had to do was actually isolate the 2 audio tracks so I could get a better mix, because I ended up having both audio tracks on both shots. So I had to kind of isolate them so you didn't have doubles, right? If that makes any sense. But, this reminds me of that kind of like creator's tool. Simple USB-C plug and go. Looking at the back of the microphone now, I'm actually finally saw the rear of it. There's a few more functions, a few more jacks and
Well, the plug in the satellite mic is one.
Yeah. That'll be the out. And then you get to the satellite mic, and then it's got an input and an output. And I'm assuming that what you do there is you get the
Per headphone.
Headphone monitoring will come from the out from the satellite, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this as Austrian Audio saying, those Rode systems are cute, but we make good mics. So let's do the same idea. Forget the wireless mics. This is really more for musician creators. So let's be able to have 2 mics, but all plugged into one USB.
This is a little bit of a Rodecaster. I think it does.
It's a little bit of a Rode type. Yeah,
because it's recording both the lavalier mic and the close-up mic, I guess.
The lav or the satellite mic, which looks like
I think it records both.
Yeah, the satellite mic looks like just another of the same capsule, just without the rest of the brains. It's just a little. Right. It's got a TRRS microphone cable, and it goes to the slave. It's like a master slave. We don't use that anymore, do we? It's the terms anymore. But it's kind of like there's the primary, secondary, or whatever you want to call it.
Mm. That's really interesting product. We'll try and get our hands on something, at least 1 or 2 of those, just to check them out. Also, in the next few weeks, someone is sending me an ISO booth. I think you've actually you've done a demo on those. Sending
you an ISO booth. So if they're sending it to you and it's for isolation, that already makes me concerned that it's not going to be very good at isolating.
Well, the big thing, you stick your head inside the ISO booth. Yeah.
The ISO, the gray one that makes you want to vomit once you're in there for a while.
Probably we'll find out when I get it, but it's going to be shipped to me in the next week or so. So we'll
brush your teeth.
Yes.
Are we divulging who this is yet, or are we going to wait until you've used it and then you're going to mention it?
We'll wait till I've used it. I just want to check it out.
Isn't it ISOVox?
ISOVox, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to send you their new cheaper one.
The ISOVox 2, I think it's called. Is that right?
They're going to send you ISOVox 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Aren't those things like $800?
I did a video review of that. How long ago? 5 years ago? They're going to send you one of those?
Yeah, you did the one. I think you did the ISOVox 1. Is that correct?
No, I did the ISOVox 2. I just have I have the video loaded right now on my screen.
Wow. Yeah, because the distributor that brings in Austrian Audio into Australia have got them.
Yeah, that thing, the ISOVox 2 is like $1,000.
Yeah. So it's just going to come down for a week. I'll play with it, and then we'll use it on one of the upcoming episodes and see what we think. Also, an update on the Passport VO. I've seen a bit of correspondence flicking backwards and forwards, mainly to you, George. How's it looking?
Yeah, well, the bottom line is, I think Mike is being very transparent, but this is the truth, is that he had a backlog of product to ship because of a part supply issue. So that really took the energy away from our product for a few months that we thought he would have been working on our product. So that means that, our product is still essentially it's in design phase. Like we birthed we were the visionaries. The visionaries for what we wanted. But, it comes down to actual circuit design. And that is what it takes to get this thing really built. And so Michael's in that stage. He's in the circuit design stage. We were hoping this would have happened 3 months ago. It didn't because he's been trying to basically relaunch and deliver a whole bunch of their products because of a USB chip problem.
Yeah.
And so they had to literally redesign the boards for 4 products, get them back into production, get them delivered and shipped. So they've done that. So now if you do want to go buy a MiCport Pro 3, they're actually shipping. They're no longer on pre-order as they've been for quite a while, as well as the mixer face and the Portcaster and things like that. So that's
and the English channel, I think, is another one.
And there's another one that's the English channel, which I hear a little birdie said that we might have something to test out at some point.
I think one is being shipped to Robbo. I know that. I'm pretty sure that's happening. So that could be interesting.
The English channel is a fully analog piece, right?
Yeah.
That is not.
It's just
it's a
preamp. Is it a preamp and EQ or just a preamp?
And limiter, compressor, preamp. I think it's got everything. Basically, there's a channel strip.
I got to double check because, they also have the soapbox and there's a little bit of an overlap in terms of what does what. So I'm double checking that right now. But the English channel, the English channel is
But he only sent one to Robbo, right? He didn't send them out all over the place.
I don't know. I thought he asked for my address, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But the English channel...
He didn't ask for mine, as far as I know.
Ooh, okay.
Or mine.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah.
The English channel includes a Studio Mic Pre, Dynamics processor with gate, compressor, and de-esser, and parametric EQ with sonic enhancer, and a streaming USB audio interface with SD card recorder. So it's essentially, it's a little mini rack of 3 products. That's the English channel.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the English channel had a recorder on it.
Well, it's the soapbox, the black cab, and the Portcaster.
Yep. All in one or linked together.
Well, all combined in a cool little rack that they all lock into and connect together to make it feel like one product.
I think it's all those together. Oh, is he sending you the whole string? Holy shit!
I don't know, but that would be pretty. That would be pretty slamming. I was the most interested in testing the soapbox because that's kind of like a DBX 286 thing.
I think the preamp is the most interesting one. If it's a decent external preamp.
Yeah, well, the soapbox is the preamp. The black cab is a 5-band spectral processor.
It's an EQ. It's just a 5-band. It's a 3. Oh wait, hold on.
Well, they call it a 5-band.
Black cab is just a 3. It's a. I'm looking at it right now. It's a 3-band parametric. Q, gain, and...
It must have a high shelf and a low shelf.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's got HPF and air.
Yeah, it's got a pad.
That makes it 5 bands.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there's the Portcaster is the recorder side of the whole thing.
Yeah. It's interesting with Centrons because I've sort of been scouting around as well because I got an email from Michael, so that sort of inspired me to go down a rabbit hole on the Google, and I found some really interesting reviews, particularly on Mixerface, that was written by Sound on Sound magazine. And anyone that knows Sound on Sound knows they're
pretty picky.
an authority, and they're
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they beyond reproach? Would you say?
I would say pretty well beyond reproach. Yeah. And they raved about Centron's products, so that was quite nice to read.
Good to see.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of the reviews, I mean, it's probably more likely to find a pretty honest review in these traditional print magazines than I would say you're going to find on a YouTube channel these days. I mean, I know that YouTubers are being forced to divulge, that the product was sent to them, but that is part of the whole, like those that want to give the most impartial reviews tend to be the ones that actually go buy the products.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's getting increasingly difficult to find reviews of brand new products that were not gifted to the reviewer.
I can tell you that I bought the mixer face.
Oh,
you
really?
did? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did Bo Weaver? He's got a mixer face from memory as well, isn't he? Did he get one?
He may. I don't recall particularly, but I think so. I think he was always been an early adopter. Whenever something new came out that was portable, he was all over it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he had one. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then I should be. I should put my hand up and say I bought my OC818.
Yes, you did.
So, yes,
Because that's what started
That's
the whole
right.
thing.
It was because I just bought the thing and loved it. So
Yeah.
that was the beginning of, getting into bed, so to speak, with them. And
I bought my Rode wireless mics.
good work.
It's about the cheapest thing they make, but
I bought my Rode wireless mics, but I didn't buy this guy,
Mm-hmm.
which I do like. I'll have to be honest. I think the NTG5 has been quite a good mic.
Yeah.
when now we're on a new topic, but I do really, when I recommend product, I do try to divulge that I know or I have some kind of a relationship with that vendor.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
try to say that if it makes sense in the context. But it's just it's proving your integrity. It's like if you don't, if you're listening to us right now, honestly, and you don't know who we are, first of all, Google us, okay? And second of all, we all have worked in this industry a really long time. We have very large client bases of trusted people. And if we're going to shill a product that was given to us by these vendors, we're going to use them, you're going to hear them, and you're going to get our God's honest thought about those products, period.
Yeah.
There's no reason we're not going to go out of business because we told you something didn't sound good. It ain't going to happen. We're just going to keep right on chugging, whether we like something or not. So we're always going to be very straightforward with what works and what doesn't. You know what I mean? So,
But the thing is, if it's something good, you want to share that information with people. I mean, I know the Austrian Audio, particularly the OC818, I know quite a few people have bought them on my recommendation and love them. So it's not they've bought them and just gone, oh, great, thanks for that. I've just shelled out some cash.
And you haven't gotten any commission or anything for that.
no. Yeah.
Really. In fact, we should talk about that.
Yes. Indeed.
No, we don't. We don't. We get product. We get to use it. We get to use it in the real world. We get to do our shows with the products. You hear us using the products. We talk about them. That benefits them, the vendor or the manufacturer. That benefits us because we get to use the stuff and talk about it with authority. And it benefits hopefully you guys too, because you're going to hear us say what we like, what we don't like, and what works, what doesn't, and that kind of thing. So hopefully everybody wins and they find that there's some integrity. There's going to be people out there who say, well, screw those guys. They got that thing for free. I've immediately written them off as a authority on that product or impartial reviewer. And that's fine. What are you going to do?
Yeah. And we do get stuff for free. And, we're quite happy to disclose that. But we're not going to lie to anybody about the product just because we've got it for free. I mean, if it's free and it's junk, we'll say it's junk, So,
Yeah.
But we like the product, the Austrian Audio thing, when I, approached them to come on as a sponsor, I was expecting a big no. But no, they listened to the podcast and were happy to get involved. So
going back, do you remember why you approached them?
I approached them.
What caught their attention to you?
Well, first of all, I had been reading about these microphones coming out, and I was actually at a barbecue at a friend's place, and the guy who is the distributor for Austrian Audio now had told me some time ago that he said, I've got something special up my sleeve that's coming out. We're going to be distributing this new microphone. And I'd forgotten all about that. And I saw him at the barbecue and I said, oh, Mark, I've seen this great new mic, it looks fantastic. It's called the Austrian Audio OC818. He goes, mate, that's the one we're bringing in. I went, holy shit, you're kidding. It looks great. He goes, it's fantastic. And then they did a bit of a launch just when COVID had kicked off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I went to this big
familiar
function.
with that problem.
Yeah, God. And it was all the
Triboo
product.
launched exactly
exactly.
3 months before the friggin' pandemic. We're trying to sell a portable product when everybody stopped traveling.
But I went to this function that Group Technologies here in Australia put on. So they had Austrian Audio down there. They had a whole bunch of other products they bring into Australia from Europe and all over the place. And I met Martin, who's the CEO of Austrian Audio. He was there just talking to people and demonstrating product. And so I had a good chat with him, and he was telling me about, how Austrian Audio happened and what the capsule they put into the OC818 was actually from all the R&D they were doing at AKG. Trying to replicate the C12, and it's all the stuff about microphones that they got from famous people just to try and get some kind of sonic signature from the C12 that they could base their new OC818 on. So that was when I first got it, and I bought one and just loved it, and kind of went from there, really. And then so I was talking to the guys here, and I said it would be really nice if they became a sponsor. Would they be interested? And it's like, I talked to Walter in Austria and see what he says. So I did, and they said yes.
You did the old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way. I didn't use a pen and paper to write a letter.
No, but you had a relationship. You made a connection. You had a relationship. You just reached out.
Yep.
And that's how it works. Whereas a lot of influencers it doesn't work that way at all. The influencers just getting inundated with emails from the marketing departments of all these different products saying, review our product, please. And that's not at all what happened and how things work around here. Partly because we're kind of, in terms of the internet of, personalities, we're small potatoes.
We are.
We do not have 20, 50, 100, 3 million followers. Like, it ain't going to happen. So it's just, there's not that motivation for companies to get these products into our hands, like Bandrew, and from Podcastage and those guys, and nor do we want to be in that position either. Those guys, it's a grind for them. I've talked to Mike Delgadio, the booth junkie, and other guys like them, and it's a grind for them. They just, oh crap, I have 4 more of these things to get reviewed in the next month, or whatever it is. It becomes just sort of a grind. And we're not in that position either, which I'm really grateful for, that we don't have to. It's just not part of how we do things and how we make money. We just get product, we talk about it, use it, and then we just do our thing. And
and we're not just a product reviewer either. I mean, we're more
not at all.
Brains trust,
obviously.
I guess.
If this is your first time listening to us, you go back a year or two and take a listen.
Yeah, that's right. But it's more of a brains trust and a place where people can listen in and just use us as a resource to get some information about anything they might want to do in their home studio. Yeah. But including buying an Austrian Audio microphone.
I've gotten some really good, anecdotal, just literally man on the street, people I meet at events, great compliments about the show.
Oh, that's good.
I really enjoy your shows that you do. Podcast, Pro Audio Suite podcast, it resonates with people. I am told about this show I showed up to Joe Cipriano's promo masterclass, and 3 different people at lunch there were like, hey, I love that show, so.
Oh, that's great.
People are hearing it. They really enjoy it. And it resonates with them. And there's some value that they're getting from the show. So,
well, I do know that there's quite a few dealers in Chicago that resonates with them as well.
Definitely. Around and around.
Oh, God.
Well, that was fun. Is it over?
The Pro Audio Suite, with thanks to Triboo and Austrian Audio. Recorded using Source Connect. Edited by Andrew Peters and mixed by Voodoo Radio Imaging with tech support from George the Tech Wittam. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and join in the conversation on our Facebook group. To leave a comment, suggest a topic, or just say g'day, drop us a note at our website, theproaudiosuite.com.